The stock of the day is brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. With over 17,000 markets and extended trading hours, turn US earnings season volatility into opportunity. Get started at IG.com.
So our stock of the day is Mineral Resources. The company's board saying it has full confidence in its managing director Chris Ellison in the wake of media reports alleging he engaged in tax evasion. Chris Ellison admitting he failed to make proper disclosures to the ATO about revenue transferred from businesses in Australia to certain offshore companies. The board saying it has launched an investigation into the matter, which was uncovered by the Australian Financial Review. In a statement, the board saying as to his private tax matters, Mr Ellison self-reported to the ATO, repaid amounts owed and disclosed these matters to the board. He profoundly regrets his errors of judgment. Meanwhile, MinRes has seen its net profit after tax almost halve over the past financial year to $114 million, declared a dividend of 20 cents a share compared with $1.90 the previous year. Its share price, well, off more than 12% over the past 6 months, down about 42%. Well, I guess you say, is this a buying opportunity, Mathan?
It is a tough one. Look, I think the CEO, he's an acquired taste. It's a bit like wine. It's an acquired taste, and he does, like, I have to give him credit. Every thematic that runs, he's always got a finger in the pie. He's very good at that, and he,
doesn't always pay off though.
It doesn't.
They've been hurt badly by lithium, haven't they?
Sure. So has everyone, right?
Yep.
More than half the market was long on the run and then didn't get out and took the hammering, and he hasn't been any different. He's had a huge run. Obviously, two big plays, lithium and iron ore. Both of them are struggling, and that's obviously flowing through. It's tough, and you know what? All these news items never come when the stock price is running up. They always come when stock prices are running down. So I'm not surprised. It's the usual stuff. You just got to look past the noise. What's the fundamentals of the business model? Since I started 30 years ago, everyone told you China is going to blow up. I'm still waiting. I've got more grey hairs than China getting into trouble. So in theory, I don't think China is going to blow up anytime soon. I think we've got bigger fish to fry. So MinRes, the iron ore business is still pretty good, but it's not going to churn out like it used to. So we've seen the pullback. Everyone knows about the lithium issues, the oversupply that's playing out overall in the sector. So it's a tough one. But if you had to pick one that's diversified, a scale, and benefits from the infrastructure play as well, MinRes is actually not too bad. So I don't know where the bottom is. I don't know when the cycle turns. The market has been trying to guess that China will do rampant stimulus, what they call bazooka stimulus, for over 2 years, and they've been wrong every time. So eventually they will be right, and China has started to do little things gradually to stabilize the economy and the property market. They don't want it to collapse. I don't think they're going to pump it either. So in context, I think this starts to stabilize. Shorter term, I think the risk remains high because the iron ore price is moving around. I mean, just the hope of stimulus got iron ore to run up a fair bit. Now that's coming off. So I suspect in the shorter term, you're going to see more weakness. But in the next 3 to 6 months, I think you're going to get a pretty good chance to buy into it. If you're thinking long term, I would gradually buy like a bit every couple of weeks and accumulate it over time. So it's probably a good nibble stock because look, commodities are cyclicals. So you don't know where the bottom is, and eventually the cycle will turn. It's in pretty good commodities, and management's pretty good at pivoting. So I'd say this is probably one of the better diversified plays in that context.
Okay, all right. So an accumulator essentially from you. Henry, how are you seeing it?
Well, I'm going to keep this a lot shorter than Mathan because otherwise everyone will be asleep. The Mineral Resources, I guess, this at the moment is under a cloud because of Chris Ellison. And this is part of the problem, I suspect, with founder-led companies. And there's a lot of value, and we've seen this in founder-led companies. We've seen it with Mineral Resources, with Chris Ellison, and it was kind of prevalent in the past. In the good old 90s, I remember there was a couple of founder-led companies. Sometimes the founders confuse how public companies should act as opposed to private companies that are basically their own plaything. And I'm not suggesting that Chris Ellison has done this with Mineral Resources, but certainly, some of the allegations do point to maybe some confusion in terms of his tax affairs and Mineral Resources. So that is going to weigh on the stock. So I think Shakespeare had a quote, troubles come not in single spies, but in battalions. And at the moment, we have got battalions of troubles, and the iron ore price, the lithium price, and now we've got corporate governance issues as well. I really like this stock at $30. It got well and truly oversold, and it bounced big time from there. It was now down to $40. I think there's probably a little bit more downside because of this corporate governance issue, but I think around $35 value will start to present. But for now, I'd be, if you're a shareholder, this is a hold. If you're looking at fresh money, I think at $35 you start to accumulate this one.
All right. Well, you're not too different there, but yeah, you put a number on it, 35. Does that sound about right to you?
Yeah, I think that's a good ballpark.
Yeah.
30 to 35 is a good level.
Well, there you go. That is our view on Stock of the Day, Mineral Resources.
The Stock of the Day was brought to you by IG. Turn volatility into opportunity this US earnings season with extended trading hours on over 110 key US shares. Get started at IG.com.